Peace and power. Let me get y'all good up over here real quick. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hope all is well. Y'all know who it is. It's your girl Network Junkie. We're just going to always keep you updated to the latest what's happening. And we live, y'all.
Thank you for telling me.
It's on me. It's on me. I told y'all I was going to come on over here and have a conversation for this Random Talk Tuesday. Now, y'all know I went down the timeline, with some random topics. But one of the topics that stuck out to me was, how are you loving on your mate as a black man and as a black woman? What inspired me to actually speak about this is conversations that I've had within the network. I'll say for about a year now. A lot of people, because in the beginning of me doing podcasts and everything, I spoke a lot about relationships, and a few individuals was missing them type of conversations. So I said I was going to go ahead and get back into it. And after speaking with different variety of individuals and individuals that's not of color but like individuals of color as well. I had a couple conversations with them individuals as well, and along the way, I come back here. A lot of individuals feel like black love does not exist anymore, and I just think different. I just wanted to just have a conversation on how black love do still exist. So I asked a few individuals about what do they do to love on their mate. And I have a few people in the background as well that may give their 2 cents, you know, as well. But I'm going to speak on a few traits that, not even traits, a few things that black men love about black women. So I took notes, y'all. So follow. So one thing that the black man said that they like about a black woman is how black women is a true supporter when it comes to being an individual, have a man having an ideal to start a business or learn a new trade or hey, peace and love, thank y'all for joining. But we're talking about traits that peace queen. I'm so glad you're here. You definitely want to have parts in this conversation. We were talking about how do you love on your mate as a black woman and as a black man. So right now I'm speaking about a few topics that men said that they like about the black woman. One thing they said that they like is how black women are very empowering. They believe and stand behind their dreams, whatever it is they want to do. And it goes broad. Like I heard this from guys that sells drugs. I heard this from guys that sell cars. I heard this from individuals that are doctors. I heard this from individuals that are lawyers. So from different variety of character of individuals, they love a strong woman. On another note, I had a conversation with another young man. He said that he loves a woman that is submissive, a woman that does a lot of the old-fashioned way of, taking care of home. The cooking, the cleaning, the staying at home, taking care of the children, washing the clothes, cooking the meals, all of the traditional ways that he was used to because when he was raised, that's what his grandma did for his grandpa. That's what his mom did for his dad. And that's what he was expecting from his lady as well. So I said, okay, that's cool. So we go on to ladies. A few things that the ladies said that they enjoy about a black man. Ooh, well, I'll just give a couple. Things that I enjoy in black men is the strength. Like, I love to see a man be strong in all of him. I love to see a black man tailor made as well. I love a man in a suit. I love a man that not just put a suit on, but he represent himself, in a different matter. When you put a suit on, you carry yourself a little different than when you got on some jeans and your pants hanging kind of like off your tush. It's a different type of characteristics that you should expect when you see a man in a little different attire. So I love a tailor made man. A few things that other women will speak on is they love men that spoils them. Some men love to spoil their woman, and when I say spoil, I mean they love everything about a woman. They love, when they do their hair, they love to, have them be pampered with their nails and feet done. They feel honored to be able to help a woman keep up herself. They like the fact that, they notice when a woman changes her perfume. They notice when, she changed her toenail polish. So some women love the fact that a man is very attentive, should I say, to them. And y'all know, if y'all haven't heard of the five love languages, definitely go chime in. You can find it on YouTube, and it's actually a book. You can get an audio book. And I think that's something that everyone should do before going into a relationship, to figure out what is your love language. So, because as I'm talking to a lot of these different individuals, I'm learning what they love language is at the same time. You said you carry both attributes. Respect. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yes, yes. Um, Another thing that women said that they enjoy in a man, a black man, should I say, is the fact that they are proud to be black. Um, and from what I take off of that is an individual that was this individual that I that was a part of my network and everything. He stated how much he loved black women, but everything he said that he was looking for, he will always say was not in a black woman. It was in another colored woman. So that was weird to me, because you say that you're looking for a strong black woman, but you don't think that she ever will exist because of all of these negative traits that you have found in some of the choice of character that he had, took upon. So he would speak about things that he wanted a black woman to be in another race and culture. And I'll give an example. Well, white women are this, and Latino women is that, or this race of a woman is this to their mate, and that's what I want in my mate. But you're speaking about a black woman. So what are you really wanting? Do you just want that, But anyway, that was just, conversation that we had. Um, Now, I heard that it's a shortage. It's a shortage out here in good black men and in good black women. But when I was speaking to a lot of these individuals, what they were speaking about was very, it felt like they were speaking about, actually, oh, shoot, he put me on the big screen. It was speaking about still the negative traits in the black woman and the black man. But when you start to have these conversations, you hear more about what they want without really saying it. But they can talk to me about what they would like to see in a black woman. But when they're actually courting or dating a black woman, they're not being honest, or they're not being open to communicate with that mate on what they're not receiving or what they would like to receive in a relationship. I feel like a relationship is a contract, it's a partnership, it's a union, it's a commitment, it's a saying that, hey, we about to ride this until the wheels fall off, or at least be able to assist each other to try to create some type of foundation. But I might be going all over the place, y'all, because I got a lot to say. You said confusing, right? I, I concur. Okay, I'm just talking. I don't know which part you was talking about. I believe it's time and it's fear. A lot of the time, it is. It is fear, but I think it's deeper than that. I think it's so easy to talk about what the opposite sex is not doing that we forget to talk about what we are doing. Like, have you ever went somewhere and was like, do you go to work? I'll just give an example. Do you go to work, and when you get to work, your boss keep telling you what you haven't done correct all since you've been here. Since you've been here at this job, this is what you haven't done. This is what you haven't done. This is what you haven't done. At that, probably before the end of that conversation, you know what? Obviously, you don't need me. So I think I probably should go elsewhere. Are you firing me? What's going on here? And that's what we do in our relationships,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Hold on. The black woman
Yes.
is so powerful because she's too close to God. She's so close to God. Exactly. I mean, black woman is God. I mean, we all are gods in a form, you know. But yes, we create life. You know, it starts right up in here. You know, I'm just saying. But even with that knowledge, what does that mean when you're in a relationship and you're not applying yourself as
Yes.
a God?
Yes.
What about that part? You know, so and what about when we are showing up as we supposed to show up, but we tolerate certain things because we say, you know, we don't want to be by ourselves. So you go through the transition of lowering your vibration to be able to meet other needs, to be able to be in a relationship. Instead of talking to your mate saying, I ain't about to bribe bait no lower to get to your level. What we're going to do is either go get some counseling, let's go, you know, get back into our spiritual grounding because somewhere we're a little unbalanced. And that ain't what we agreed that we were going to do. We agreed to, you know, empowering one another, being each other helpmate, or the
Yeah.
man, you know, that woman being a helpmate and that man being a provider, you know, and making sure you ain't leading us in the wrong direction, baby, because you see a little different from how I see. I see with my heart, you see with your head. You know, so we got a little balance that we got to keep. So how do we keep that balance? You know,
There you
I
go.
think that's more of what the conversation should truly be
Yeah.
about, right? How do we keep that balance? How do we hang in there? Like, grandma, grandpa, how did y'all do it? You know, but seriously, how are we showing up in our relationships for one another? Because a relationship, you're not just by yourself. It ain't all just always just about you.
That's
And I
right.
know, oh my gosh, I love for it to be about me, yo. I'm just saying, you know, I love it. But I make sure that it's not always just about me. I give just as much as I receive. Well, I like to believe that at least.
I think most women like to believe that.
But no, seriously though, like, how do we show up? How are you showing up? Give me an example, Queen. You've been in a relationship. What was you doing to actually be that helpmate for your mate when you was in a relationship? And I know you kind of, I'm not sure
I
if
like to
you
see.
only dated black men or whatever, but I'm talking about specifically about a black man and a black woman. And anybody can answer this question. What have you done in your relationship just to keep that relationship, you know, steady and grounded and, you know, keep that foundation or either create the foundation? You know, what did you do to help create a successful relationship foundation?
I like to see if they can give some pointers on some of those things that would have helped in the relationship and actually had kept certain parts of that relationship strong, even if they're not in that relationship now.
Ooh, hold on. In the back, you felt me? I was just about to say, I don't think they heard you in the background. She said, in the background, though. They heard you. Say it again with your chest, though. Say it again with your chest. Let me make sure. And y'all can catch this on YouTube as well, guys. If you are not following, make sure y'all go over to YouTube. I am live now. Oop. And we back recording. I will be doing the audio as well just to drop that. But hold that thought 1 second. I want you to get back into a consistent conversation of transparency. Respect. And that consistent. That's the key to that.
Yes.
Consistent. You have to be consistent with that communication, and you cannot just quit because somebody pissed you off, just
Yes.
because you didn't get your way, or just because this person did not react the way that you wanted them to react. You can't be ready to just boom. That consistent.
Yeah, consistency of trying to have that balance. And the other thing is, how do you approach that person with that conversation? Because sometimes if it comes out of frustration and anger, then they may not accept it like you're trying to.
They might not receive the delivery of it
Yes,
because of, you know,
all depends on where it comes from.
yeah. And a lot of people sometimes got to clean their ears out a little bit because even sometimes when it come out of love, you got to make, I think, no, when it come out of love, I think it's always going to be
It's
received in a
That's right.
different manner. So again, if y'all haven't looked or read or read Five Love Language, please go look into the Five Love Language, because that would probably save a lot of y'all relationships. Not even, a man and a woman, but just relationship,
Period.
period. All facts. Then they don't, I receive you. Not always. Okay. As well as reprogram. Yes.
What was that?
Okay.
So,
So,
a couple of things come to mind, because each person has identified steps that make the other person feel secure. And while you all were sharing, I looked up the word secure. It means, as an adjective, it means fixed or fastened so as not to give way, become loose, or be lost. And isn't it
ooh.
interesting, when we're in a relationship that is failing, we feel lost.
Lost. Wow.
And so we're not secure. We don't know, we know what we're feeling.
Ooh.
We're feeling lost, but the word for that is you're not secure. So the woman feel lost because the man is not listening to her, pointing out that he has behavior that makes her feel lost. He's and she's pointing it out, but he's not listening because his pride or his ego is in the way. Because who wants to be wrong? Most of it, who wants to be wrong? I just want to walk around. Let me be as wrong as I can be. Nobody wants to be found wrong.
No.
Exactly.
That's
She
why we
said,
go
yep.
on Facebook for likes. We don't go on Facebooks for dislikes.
Yes.
You don't go on Instagram to be trolled. Who wants
Yes.
that? So we go there for
Yes, sir.
validation. We go there to show that, man, I exist. I am somebody, and I matter. And so I'm not secure. Another part of the word secure, as a definition from a verb, it means fix or attach something firmly so that it cannot be moved or lost.
Ooh.
So we lose women because we don't do our duty as men by our mate. So we end up making it so they move on and you end up lost. And so we don't fix them firmly in place by meeting their needs. So one of my colleagues once said that about love and marriage, he said that, his name is Nuri Muhammad. He said that the ideal connection is when the woman's needs is the man's goals.
Hey.
You said it. Who
And
said
the-
that again?
Nuri
Nuri
Muhammad. He's on the internet. He's spoken much about love and marriage. And his teacher is Louis Farrakhan.
Respect.
And because he's the teacher for all of those that study under the minister. Anyway, he said, again, the ideal relationship is when the woman's needs is the man's goals. And the man's needs is the woman's goals.
Mm-hmm.
And if each of us are meeting each other's needs, both of us feel secure.
That's right.
We feel secure. It's a
Yes, sir.
feeling,
Yes,
but
sir.
in actual facts are being done. So I am paying the bills. I am making sure that she's not in the dark. I am making sure that she feels her children won't be hungry.
Yes, sir.
Never mind her, that her children won't be hungry, that her children won't go to school undressed and unhappy. And that she's not being verbally assaulted for her faults and flaws that were never pointed out when they first got together, because he was too busy looking at her butt and everything else just didn't matter. But after the sex is
Talk
done,
about it.
all of a sudden her faults are like flashing lights. Yeah, but you saw those flashing lights when you first saw her.
Yes, sir.
But we were too busy trying to secure our own needs
That part.
instead of looking at what does she need and am I capable of meeting that. And then she can't be so fixed on and desperate to say, I don't want to be alone, that I'll take anything that comes through the door that give me attention, that I give up my own dignity. And I let somebody in that don't respect my dignity. And I know he don't respect my dignity because every time I catch him looking at me, he's looking at my breasts or my butt. You know he don't respect you, but you take it anyway. And then when you get disrespect, then you act like, well, where'd that come from? It came from the door when you let them in. They may as well knocked on the door and said, my name is disrespect, let me in. And we're like, okay, he looked good, but his name is disrespect. But never mind that. I'll just take it anyway. We invite insecurity in because we've never really been properly fed security, even in our homes as children growing up. We were lost as children. Well, damn, two lost people coming together, don't nobody know where they are and how to secure the other person. So questions to ask a person is, how do you secure your own life? Because if you can't secure yourself, you can't secure me. And by the way, I'm a fool for putting that expectation on you. I'm setting you up to fail because I know you don't have a car, a place to live. You're hungry and by yourself as it is. What can you do for me and my children except bring that madness into my life? Get yourself together. No disrespect, just get yourself together. And sis, if you got psychological issues and you're not secure in your own day-to-day thinking, then you can't secure a man and quiet his mind because your mind is not quiet.
That part.
You don't like yourself. So you let him between your legs, but then when you get up and it's all done, you still feel the same way you did before it started. Because that was just pleasing your flesh, but your mind and your spirit empty.
Empty. No security there.
And no matter how
Lost.
high we get, we can't get higher than our own lack of love of self. You can't chase that away. That's with you. So anyway, making each other secure, identifying each other's needs and filling it.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to be selfish anymore because my needs are met.
And that may be.
And one last thing, dear brother, before I lose it, a man's secret thoughts, no matter how hard that man is, no matter how much street life that man has had, every man wants peace and quiet of mind. It's not a booty and breast. That's just a tool to get peace and quiet of mind.
Yeah.
But that's not the ultimate tool. Because what if that goes away with time, gravity pull all that away on the woman? No, it's peace and quiet of mind. And the woman want God.
Oh.
That's why women love Jesus, because he was God's representation, and that's all she wants is God in her life. Because the black woman was wired to surrender to God.
Woo!
And it wasn't a penis, it was God. It wasn't money. All money is a tool to make the pain of poverty go away. And so what she's really saying is, I don't want to be made insecure that my babies are going to starve. They're priority number one. And you know who secures the best is God. So when the brother comes with the spirit, I'm coming as God. What do you need? And I spend my day and night going out in this crazy world to get you what you need.
Woo. I need
Then
you,
she
Yahweh.
naturally gonna surrender to you because she don't feel insecure.
Ask me again.
And then she's gonna do whatever that man wants in righteousness. She'll give it to him, and he'll feel peace and quiet of mind. She ain't gonna meet him at the door talking about the bills ain't paid, nigga. Where's my food, nigga? We got the lights. It's cold as hell in here, nigga.
Not
The
at
children
all.
don't have no school clothes, nigga. That ain't gonna be at the door.
That's not that conversation.
She gonna open that door before he even get there. The food's on the stove. She got everything nice in the home for him. Look
Smelling
good.
good,
Yeah, the
looking
children
good.
lined up, looking ready to love their father.
Good night, Daddy. Give you hugs.
Love is,
and-
Minister Farrakhan taught, love is produced from duty. It's not
Respect.
emotion and it's not words. It's duty. And if
Respect.
I'm not handling my business, I don't deserve love. Not from no person. I deserve it from God to get myself together, but I got to get myself together. And by the way, if I don't love me, I don't love you. I need you, but I don't love you. And children, we say, "Oh, Johnny, love me." You know, little so and so love me. Children don't love you. They need you. They learn that word gives them what they need. If I tell mommy I love her, then she give me candy.
Ooh,
She
the
give me
cat
this. She
style.
give me
Give
that.
me donuts.
She let me stay up later. So they learn.
Let me play the
They
game.
need you. And that's the problem. We walking around saying love. No, we're really, stop saying that. You just say I need you, because that's what you're really saying. But then the danger is you're treating that's an attachment. That person isn't even a part of you. That's just an attachment. And attachments isn't what we're here for. That doesn't produce love. Attachments is like Geez, you put attachments on cars, man. It's just an accessory, but it's not love. Love, man, go into what does that human being need, and you work your butt off to get it for them. That's love. And sometimes you don't say the words, but damn it, you'll know it by my resume and what I've
Yeah.
done for you. I've met your needs.
My actions are.
My actions.
Yeah.
Love is a verb,
Actions
not a
speak
noun.
louder than words.
100%. 100%. Well, anyway, that was on our heart to share. Secure. Make each other secure. You'll have love every time. Because most of the time we cut up is because we're not secure. Women want the man's attention because she don't feel secure. And he's too busy in his head. He ain't even thinking that she's showing signs. I'm
Signs.
insecure,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
Pay attention to
Yeah.
me. So I put on all this makeup. I put on all this lingerie. I'm half naked.
And
You
he
still
can't-
don't see me.
Yeah, he still don't see it. He
Because
still don't
he's
see it.
too busy thinking about his own insecurities.
Securities. Yes,
My
sir.
penis ain't big enough. I ain't got enough money. I ain't the biggest dude on the street. I'm
Yes, sir.
small. I'm this. I'm that. I don't have this. And so and so got this, and I don't got that. And all my life I've been told I'm a no good nigga, no how. And my own mother tell me I ain't gonna be nothing but a nigga. So I'm fighting with my own broken down self. That's why we need God, because ultimately we got to have.
That's it.
Because when we're really ourself, we don't think on those low levels, and we don't treat other human beings on the lowest level. I treat you the way I treat myself.
Well, that's what I was just saying earlier.
Always.
Treat people how you want
Well,
to be
anyway,
treated.
I'll stop there.
Woo!
It's good.
She went in.
It's
She
all-
said,
Only-
yes, I definitely
only-
concur.
I only-
Love is a verb.
I only have that because I have a good teacher, Louis Farrakhan, because my concept of love, again, was totally consumption. We're consumers of people and things. We consume. We're not producers. We don't produce for people. God loved us so much in the Bible. He said, I built a whole world for you. And the next thing he did is he put a woman there. Not a man. God ain't no faggot. Excuse me. No, not
That's
excuse
true.
me. He's not gay.
That's right.
God created an earth and then he put a woman there.
That's right.
How you think you got a population?
Yes.
Not abracadabra. That's why a woman is the
reproduce.
only woman.
Woman.
The woman is the only creature on earth that can produce another human being. A man can't do it. No how.
No
No matter
matter
how
what he
much he
tries.
changes, put a uterus in his body and
No
fake it.
matter what.
He's not a woman.
No, sir.
So God make a woman and then bring life through her the way he made himself,
So,
created
that's right.
himself. And so my teacher said that the woman is the second self of God.
God, that's
So
right.
so if that's the case, if me as men and my brother go in the house as a God and act like it, meaning I'm bringing freedom, justice, and equality into the home, love, and I'm
That's
treating
it.
the woman with dignity and self-respect the way I want to be, she ain't going to be cutting up, and I'm not going to be cutting up. I don't need attention because she giving it to me because I'm deserved of it. I've earned it.
You just broke that down into just exactly what I was going. The love is there, the respect is there. All of these keys are the things that actually would build a strong relationship. So basically how you have to have a foundation even when you build in a house. So you have to start with these foundation, these bricks. So respect, love, these things are part of that foundation. Communicating is the other key. And part of that is, like he said, feeling secure. That's one of the agreements that you have to have with that other partner, regardless to what relationship it is. Being married, being friend, being auntie, uncle, whatever. We all have relationships, but you have to have a sturdy foundation to make sure that that relationship can stand on almost within anything, almost kind of like the three pigs. If you build a house out of straw and you get a strong wind, what do you get? If you build it out of planks, what do you get? If you build it out of bricks, what do you have? So going into a relationship, I think sometimes we have to think that way. You know, how do I want this relationship to look? You know, is it going to be something that's going to last a long time, or is it just here for the moment? And I know how they say that everything is here for a season. Sometimes we have people in our lives it's just for a season. You know, it may be something that you needed to learn. It was a learning curve or something like that. So those things you have to look at going into any type of relationship. You know,
You know,
Facts.
brother, interesting. When brother said
Facts.
that, look, I found
Must
this.
think that way. Yes.
But
Yes.
look at
Yes.
this synonym of secure. This is from Google. Some common synonyms of secure are assure, ensure, and insure.
Sure. Yeah.
While all these words mean to make a thing or a person sure,
Okay.
secure implies action
Action.
taken to guard against attack or loss. Well,
Mm.
damn, man, you don't even protect me from crazy men. You don't protect our home. Hmm? You don't protect us from loss. And then, sis, you don't come downstairs in a robe and curlers when your man come home and you looking like who shot Jane, hair all over the place, nails, and your man out there in the street, women competing for him because there's not that many decent men as it is. So
Yeah.
they
Better
all
talk-
in
you
his
better
grill.
talk about
So
it.
so you, but again, so from loss, an attack from the enemy of self. So the man, when you come through the door, the man want to feel like he's special because the whole world telling him he's not.
home. Exactly.
But he come to you, the last man standing. He come to you to tell him that he's worth something. Damn it, he's worth something. That inspires him to go out and be something.
Yes, sir.
You got it twisted.
Yes,
And
sir.
then he can't wait to come home to you. A, for what you cook and put in his body. And it ain't trash. It
Yes.
ain't McDonald's. It's home cooked meal,
Yes.
like his mama used to make them.
Yes.
Because that takes love, man, to cook for somebody. That ain't no joke.
Love
To go
is
and
the
put all those
key
ingredients together.
Everything.
Yeah, man. And in order,
Potion
to,
of
in, order,
love.
in order to protect someone against attack or loss, you got to know what do they feel vulnerable with and about, and what are they afraid to lose. And by the way, I watched a documentary on PBS and about marketing on sales, and they said the biggest motivator to get people to spend all their money is when they want to avoid losing things.
Losing something. Yeah.
You'll spend so much money to avoid losing something more than you'll get the satisfaction of gaining something. So that tells
crazy.
you something. So if that's the case, we as men gotta ask the woman, preferably our wife, because at the end of the day, if we're not saying I choose you over every woman on the planet, then damn it, I'm still keeping options. Real talk, be honest.
That part. That part.
And what woman's gonna say, nigga, I don't want to be chosen. I don't want to be swept off my feet. Come on, man, stop it. You do
that
since
you?
you was
Is
a
that
little
you? Is that
girl.
you?
Every girl want that. But then every man want a woman that's not gonna dog him out and make him look like a fool in the street. So it goes both ways. And what man say, give me the hoe in the strip club because I want to marry her. Come on, man, stop it. Games, man, because you play with a woman like that, but you want to marry a woman that if you had a mama that really cared, you wanted to be like your mom or some woman in your life that meant something to you. That's what you want your wife to be. Real
Facts.
talk. You don't want somebody you put dollar bills on and then come home and act like you're always going to be
It's
thinking
on
she's going to be
you.
cheating on you at every
Always
drop
in
of
the
the
back of your head,
dime.
in the
Come
back of your
on,
head, so
man,
always be there.
because you knew her line of work in the first place. In fact, you was dogging her yourself. You just so happy you got caught in the sauce, and now it's like now your feelings all in it. Now you
about
want to
that
marry
too.
it. Come on, man. You didn't earn it. You earned it the wrong place. It was her head you got to earn it, not her vagina. Anyway, moving it along. So the woman got to ask the man, what is it that you need to make that you don't want to lose? What is it that you make you feel like that you're safe from being attacked? What are you attacked from and with and by? We don't do an inventory of who we say we do it with our children sometimes, but we don't do it with our mates, man. It's like we expect them to be perfect when we got them,
Perfect.
and damn it, you're not perfect. So you don't even deserve that person in the first place if that's the case.
And then you
So
think
gotta
about this as
set
a
that,
man.
you gotta create that.
We hold each other to
foundation, though.
standards that we're not living, if we're
That
being
part.
honest.
But as a man, which I think that most women kind of already know, soon as that man leave out that door, he's getting beat down by all of the
100%.
elements, everything outside.
Yep.
Everything outside. And then to have to come home and then also have the same attack, that's what make men be like, oh, this is crazy, I don't want to do this anymore. But if you had that strong woman, as soon as you hit that door, like he said, don't come down here with curls on in your head. You know what I'm saying? Making me look like there's a million other women out here that's actually, competing, trying to get your position. But I'm here for you.
Yeah, because dear brother, when we start out, we don't expose ourselves to each other.
Yeah.
You don't wear anything around. Well,
Look at-
nowadays it's almost
Ugh.
like almost people don't even care about body odor anymore.
Woo!
It's
We
like
talked about
whatever,
that too.
take me as I am.
We talked about that
And
too,
then
y'all.
we so desperate.
Lift
Okay,
and
I'll take it.
wash.
And then
No.
so we show everything to get somebody, and then we got them, we cover it up, or we don't care how it looked no more.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
I'm talking about hair looking
Every really every day, a married couple should be dating each other
That's right.
every day,
Yes.
working to look, man. You don't get a car and just don't do nothing with it. You don't maintain it. It's gonna fall
Keep the
apart.
car nice.
Well, how the hell you
Keep
gonna
oil
have?
change.
Keep the oil.
Yeah,
Got it.
you maintain
the
it.
tire,
You
all that good
invest
stuff.
time and energy to make sure that car is in pristine condition. Why do we do that? And then sisters make sure their hair, they got the right weave, the right eyelashes,
Yeah.
the right things to show their butt and breast. We make all that. We put that much effort into that, but we don't put that
not
much
in
into
love
how your
with our
man
man.
look.
Not-
Damn,
Ooh.
how's he looking?
Yeah.
Or the
Ooh.
children. And then same thing with us as
Ooh.
brothers. We're so worried about how good our car look and stuff look. We don't invest to see how good our woman look. So we don't, and I don't mean to invest in her to look like, somebody in a strip
Right.
club. I'm saying
Just
that somebody
her up.
respectful and somebody that reflect you. You two reflect each other.
Yeah,
To be
that's
honest,
fair.
like Erica Badu had a great song, Orange Moon. I am, you are the sun. I am the moon. I'm a reflection of you.
I've seen her.
I'm a reflection of you. You're a reflection. So we reflect
Erica
each other.
Badu.
So in the Nation of Islam, we greet each other. We say, "Hey, brother, you look great." "Oh man, I'm just a reflection of you."
Yes, sir.
And you know what? We all are, because the minister said none of us can rise above the condition of our people. Not one of us individually.
Yes,
So
sir.
at the end of the day, your mate reflects you, and you reflect your mate. So when
just
people
love that
see your
song.
mate, they should be seeing. When they see you, they should see your
their
mate, and vice
Exactly.
versa.
And
you
I've
reflect
always,
each other's
I
light.
always
Nobody
believe in
has
that
to outshine
philosophy.
another, and that's another thing. You have to be careful with ego, because ego says,
That's
"I'm
what I was
right.
about
I
to-
don't give a skip. I'm right."
That's
And
what
you
I'm
know
about
what?
to go
Damn
to, the
it!
conversation
No,
part.
there's two sides, and truth is in the middle.
That's right.
Truth is right, not your opinion.
Yes, sir.
My opinion. And when you start arguing in a relationship, guess what? It's like a piece of paper. You each time you argue, you tear a piece of that paper off, tear a piece of that paper off. And eventually, when you're done arguing, one of them real heated ones, you ain't got no paper left.
Left.
And you watch the way you two look at each other starts. In fact, you don't even look at each other anymore.
That's right.
I used
You
to
don't
do this
start talking-
experiment.
You don't start talking anymore.
I would go in a restaurant and
That's deep.
watch how couples, if they even look at each other.
Oh my God.
And by the way, you could tell your relationship is going down
They always
is by how less you spend looking at each other. And as my brother said, communicating. By the way, communication isn't verbal, it's also visual. We
Yes,
do
sir.
95%
Ooh,
of
I
our
never thought
communicating
about
is
that.
nonverbal.
No.
Ooh,
95%
you
of all
better- you just
all
done
conversation
said some jewels
is
right there.
verbal.
Let's go back. Let's go back to say the '60s. Let's go back to the '60s. How they used to talk about, when I come inside the room, I seen you across the hall. I seen you. That was nobody said nothing.
Right.
You know, my mom and my dad been together for 50 years, 52 years.
They need to be
Shout
in this
out to
conversation, to be
Yes,
honest.
I know. Mama got Mama did
my
school.
dad
We
just
all
passed.
talking, we all single.
Yeah, my dad just passed.
This is crazy, isn't it? Some single people talking about how to have a
They
single
asked
relationship.
before. This is what the network wanted.
But it's weird. My mom and dad been married for 52 years. My dad just passed a few months back, and this is what I was speaking on
Just
about
so
the
his body
conversation, and that's all visual. Is how my mom and dad kept that up for 52 years.
And I'm talking about love.
52
love,
years,
love.
And a lot of that was, and I'm not gonna say in the beginning, you know, it was sometimes up and down through relationships, but my mom and dad knew how to work through it.
Come on now.
And
My
them are
mom
them
and
lessons.
dad,
Them are them lessons that we need.
I watched them before my dad passed away. The last time was Valentine's Day. I took my mom to see my dad. I still have the video to this day. My mom and my dad had grabbed my mom's hand, and they was holding hands, and they was listening to the song. I'm trying to think of the song, but it was a love song. and they were singing a song together,
Good God Almighty.
holding hands.
Good God Almighty.
50.
I want to say if it was only you or something like that. But that held a special part of my life to actually seeing how much my mom and my dad was really in love with each other, and did that for 52 years,
Ooh.
and they expressed it all the time. You know, I just wanted to say that. You know,
Bro, that's work, man.
That is
That's work.
Yeah.
You know,
work,
damn it, we go to a
love,
job, we do work
dedication,
to make money,
loyalty.
blah, blah,
Woo.
blah. And we put up with the nonsense at our jobs, but we won't put up with each other.
Yeah.
That we say we love. We don't go to work and tell, I love you. No, you go home. You say, the very people we love are the very people that we tolerate the least, it seems.
That'd be crazy. to
Because
me,
we
but
take
that
them
is
for
so
granted,
true.
and we take them and we become comfortable with them. That is an expression of love on next level, that you're
Conditional,
dying and you're holding that person's hand and you're expressing love for that person you've been with 52 years.
Woo,
That's
yes,
love.
yes.
yeah, 52.
Yeah.
Cause you know what? As I was telling you about that PBS thing, that show, they said life is a battle. You gotta fight for what you want. And as Denzel said in Training Day, this ain't checkers, this is chess. And you
Straight.
gotta say in that relationship, ain't nothing coming between us except God. God is the mortar that keeps us together. And we call him to the wedding and we call him into the marriage. And when it's centered on him, then you can say at the end of the day, on your last day, you're holding each other hand and say, we did it. Till death do us part. We kept our word to God, ourself, and one another. Man. And to that point,
Is
you
the-
know, you want to keep a relationship together, keep your word. If you say you're going to do something, do
Do
it.
it.
If you can't do
Word
it,
is
then
bond.
be,
Be
honest,
honest
about
about it.
Don't lie,
Yes.
don't cheat, don't steal.
Word is
Everything
bond,
that
and
manipulate,
bond is life,
everything
and
that
life
we
shall die before my
want.
word
By the
fail.
way, my brother Chris said a powerful statement. He said that do unto others as you want them to do
Okay.
unto you.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
damn it, if you want things from her, you got to do it too.
That's right.
And at the same time, when you about to say
Ooh,
something
talked about that
or
earlier.
or do something that you know ain't right or hurtful, ask yourself, if somebody stood up and said that to you, how would you
take
feel?
that? Yes.
So we have a
Yes.
saying, think 10 times before you
Or you-
think and say it, do something. Because I'm telling you, most of the deaths that you see in Detroit at a homicide are all crimes of passion.
Ooh,
Somebody
that
lose
snapped.
it, we're armed to the teeth, and the first thing we run for is not the Bible, not the Quran, not prayer, not God, but a gun. And that's how we're going to settle
our
it.
problem.
Straight up. And then you know what? We don't get to make it 52 years to look at a picture right now of a husband and wife
Let
who
me
put in
show them
52
too.
years of love, light, and power.
Young at Heart was the name of that.
Young at heart. This is unconditional love. That's unconditional love. She just said, explain what unconditional love is. That's
Well,
unconditional.
no. You know, look up.
52 years. Ooh. 52 years of marriage. That one died on me. Respect. Respect.
Yeah, that was 52 years.
No, and by the way, sister asked unconditional love. It's real interesting. The word listen to the definition of unconditional. Not subject to any conditions. Wait a minute. Now, just a minute. If it's
That
not
is deep.
subject,
Some-
if it's not subject to any conditions,
How is
then
it
that means there's no
unconditional?
rules. If there's no rules, how in the hell can you have order? And if there's no order, then you definitely ain't gonna have love. That's because you got to have certain certain expectations,
Okay,
certain
so I'm
duty.
not
Duties,
crazy.
You
that's right.
can't,
Duties, so it
you
has to be
can't have no
conditional.
conditions. That means
That's
there's no
right.
duty.
Duties, that's
You just
right.
do what you want. Well, that's what got you into the argument. Somebody doing what they want. Look at this. Conditions are the state of something with regard to its appearance, quality, or working order. The
Running
circumstances
water.
affecting the way in which people live or work, especially with regard to their safety or well being. Well, damn, if there's no conditions,
Conditions.
there's no consideration for someone's well being. Well, you don't want unconditional love because God doesn't have unconditional
Conditional
love.
love. That's
You
right.
got responsibilities. You can't cut up and steal from people, lie, kill, rape, murder, mess with children, and think your ass you're gonna get by and God ain't gonna whoop that ass. It ain't working like that. God don't have unconditional love. That's language of Satan.
Oh my
Satan,
jeez.
Satan take all of God's instructions and throw them out the window. If God was about unconditional love, there would be no such thing as the Ten Commandments. Those are instructions on how to live among yourself and other people. That's not unconditional, that's conditional.
That's right.
So stop
got-
chasing to something that will drive
Oh
you
my
to
gosh,
hell.
person told me
Oh,
that I
he
was
loved me
crazy
unconditionally.
because
No,
of
he
that. I
don't.
said, well, I don't know about
This is
uncondi-
another thing
I
that-
said that earlier.
Hold
That's
on.
what I was
This
thinking
is
of
another
when it
thing
comes
that
to
the leader told us.
unconditional love.
This
Right.
is the other thing that the leader told us. Even reading the Bible, read it with the dictionary so you can get the understanding of the word, and that makes it a lot clearer. Just how he broke that down. Now you understand what unconditional is compared to conditional.
Yeah.
It's there for you. It's there for you to read it. When you read it, then you say, okay, now I understand it because now you broke it down to what it actually meant.
Yeah, think about it.
Man.
Unconditional love means that I'm sitting here with an alcohol problem. I'm drinking myself to death, and my mate, my helpmeet, is telling me, "Baby, if you don't stop that drinking, your liver gonna get chopped
Chopped
up.
up and this,
You're
that."
gonna you're gonna hurt yourself, the family. You're drinking all our money away. Please stop." So unconditional love would be like, "Do what you want.
up.
Keep drinking."
Yeah.
And
Go-
no,
go
you
out
don't
there
want that
dry.
kind
Here's
of
your
I
love.
love you.
Here's
Go
your keys.
ahead and
Going
keep
out there and
doing
drive.
it.
I don't want that kind of love. Don't
No.
miss me with that. I'll stay single. Don't send me somebody who wants me unconditionally because that means there's no expectation for me to do better
That's right.
for myself. I could never be a
part.
perfected human being. And by the way, perfect love cast out fear. Well, if I'm not on a road to get better and improve myself, then I can never drive out the fear of insecurity
Sure,
out of
yeah,
your heart
that's
because
right.
I'll always be reverting to being selfish and
Self-
and looking after only my damn self.
Hey.
And I darn sure don't give a skip about you when it all comes down to it. You can't be married with someone with 52 years only thinking about yourself.
Self.
That ain't working.
It
No.
ain't gonna work.
You'll be by yourself in
So-
that chair on your last breath by your own self. And ask anybody who's in a hospital tonight at Henry Ford or any of the
Sinai.
Sinai, Beaumont Hospital,
Beaumont,
all those
Providence.
lonely people and those seniors and children and
Oh my
adults that are
God.
up in the hospital tonight by themselves and only the nurse is giving them attention and she's paid to be there and give them attention in hospice and all this business on their
I've
last
seen that.
breath on
Oh, wow.
in a breathing machine and you got nobody visiting you? Well, ask
Think about
yourself,
that.
what come now? Is that how you want it to be? So listen, if you only get what you give. So if you want light, life, love, and power in your life, you got to give that selflessly, and God will look after you. By the way, the King Solomon prayed to God and asked for wisdom. God sent him a woman, Queen of Sheba, a woman of wisdom.
Hey.
Sometime what we need, man, we got to shut our physical eyes and really look inside ourselves and say, what am I missing in my life? And not somebody to share my bed with, someone to share my mind with. You can only be in bed for so long before you get bed sores. That's telling you ain't supposed to be in bed all the time. We got a mind, though, for all our life.
I got one since we said the peace. We brought up peace. Something that I shared within the network, but I like y'all thoughts. A man was stating that men fall short because they look to find peace in a woman, or they look for the woman to bring peace into their life.
He was supposed to-
Versus them already knowing what peace is, to not allow nothing but that to be around them, and that's how you will find your mate. But some men say that, no, I need a woman to bring that peace into my life.
No, there is truth in that. Look, there's truth in all lies. Every lie starts with the truth. You can't have lie independent.
yeah.
Lies are always truth bent. But there is truth in that. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and it's funny, I was thinking this earlier, there is The only heaven for the black man is the black woman.
Mm-hmm.
The only heaven for the black man is the black woman. You don't die and go somewhere. It's the very black woman that we call a bee, a hoe, and this and that, and cuss her out. By the way, you're cussing your heaven out.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, that's why you're in hell. Because you're mistreating heaven.
Mm.
We will never have heaven or live in a peaceful, totally peaceful condition
Exactly.
until we make peace with the Most High, ourself, and the one we say we love.
Okay.
Make
You go
peace.
with that
And
one.
and peace is based on truth
Mm-hmm.
and justice. Fairness. Even if it goes against you, it's still got to be on truth and
Yeah.
fairness. Otherwise, you'll never have peace. And so anyway, heaven so there is a degree of because the Bible says it's not good for man to be alone. It don't mean just men; it means women too. So it's not good for the man and woman to be alone.
I agree.
So there is peace in
The
becoming
union.
one.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that takes work and that takes selflessness. So you got to remember when you get in a relationship, that's more than you. There's a second person. It's math.
right.
Two.
That's
It's
right.
It's
not just
math.
one person,
It's
right.
not I
One
get with
That's
you
what
and it's
said
me.
earlier, like,
No,
I
that's
get
you.
it's a
consumption.
relationship. Yeah.
That means I'm eating you. Somebody just became
Yeah,
food for the other person. And that ain't gonna work because somebody gonna get pooped out. Just real talk. Somebody
Real
gonna get
talk.
pooped out after they get used up. And they're gonna feel like shit.
That's right.
When somebody break you, you feel like shit because they took advantage of you. You felt they took advantage of you. They did or they did. That was your perception. The point is that, and pardon my, that's not good language to be using at any time. So anyway, like the teachers tell the students, use your words, not the cuss words. Use your words. So our words say there is truth in that. A man does find peace and consolation in a woman. Peace of mind, right? And a woman who's well taken care of, she finds peace of mind in a man. That's
That's right.
natural. That's the
Should be.
natural order. Remember, God, in the beginning of scriptures, put man and woman together. And in the Quran, it talks about man and woman come together. That produced love.
I think I'm probably
It's okay.
in this content
Yeah,
it was put as the man. I could see yes,
He
peace of
got
mind
it
is
right,
one thing,
but he just don't
but
have the
he-
full,
right,
the fullness of it.
because he was stating it as if you don't like I don't have this in my life, which is still I could damn you to mess my head up a little bit with it. But when he was stating it, it was like as if he's looking for peace that he don't have himself in a woman to bring that to him. Now I can see igniting, an individual to adopt peaceful ways of thinking, peaceful ways of reacting to certain things that could help. But I don't think that it's solely like you should put that much pressure on a woman to the point where I can't I feel like I don't have peace because you're not bringing it to me. Not because I'm not seeking, not the fact that I'm not really seeking after it, because you can be single. Do you not seek after peace being single?
Yeah.
But I can't see a woman bringing it, like helping you through the transition of finding, a form of peace in your life. But I don't feel like it's not a requirement, but her obligation or a man obligation to make a woman feel peaceful or whatever. I think it started with self.
I think that it would be the same because it's
I
like
can
this.
see it being a help, but I don't think
Look. If I had
because a man ain't
listen,
make me
no,
peaceful.
hold-
I made me peaceful.
No. I could actually. A man can bring peace to you.
Oh no, I'm not saying can't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I
it
don't
will
look
be-
for
but
it within a person.
It would be for me. It would be like for me. That would be for me.
You have a lot of peace.
No.
Come in your life that you reject.
No,
My
I'm saying
God.
if I can bring peace to a woman that is going to be in my life.
Okay.
Because of what I would do is basically all of those things that she deal with also outside of these doors.
That's more security.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
that's
no,
more
no, no,
secure.
no, no, no. Hold on.
Watch what he's
Hold on.
gonna say. You'll see.
So, all of the things that you may endure outside of these doors,
Mm-hmm.
if I had you as in my life, as in a relationship, I am here to bring peace. to your life. I'm supposed to add that to you. When you come across this threshold, all of that you dealt with out there is taken away once you come in here.
Yes.
So
Yes,
Thank
in
you.
that content, I definitely
so
get it.
I'm here to take all of
Right.
that off of you
Right.
and give you.
I definitely get it in that content.
This is what
Oh, go figure.
this is what
Peace.
this is for. And that's what I say when I come in my house, that's what I have here. I don't know. I'm saying this is what I'm used to having in my house.
Seeking. Yeah.
No, this is what I'm used to having in my house until I invite other people in.
Oh, cause that's the
No,
big
this
problem.
once I go across this threshold, this is my peace. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to deal with nothing else outside of here.
Right.
But I'm saying if someone was in my life and whatever it is she's dealing with, you wouldn't come in here and thinking that, oh, you still have stuff to do. No, baby, here, sit down. I want you to take some time to yourself. I want you to relax. I want you to be able to decompress for a minute. You don't have to worry about nothing because I have that.
Mm-hmm.
That's peace.
And
So-
I get it
so
in I get
watch
it in
this.
that content.
So what
I do
I
get it
get-
in
I
that
see
content.
where- I see
but
where
it was
she's
like
coming
the
from.
way that the video was
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
and how it was like I need you to be this for me, like almost like a mom. And it was
Yeah.
maybe it was the content that I was hearing it in, because I definitely feel
The
like
context.
yeah, the context that
Yeah.
I that specific video was speaking on was like, no, man up, and you supposed to have a certain amount of, level of peace that you have yourself before even allowing certain people. Because again, when it comes to peace, and you're looking for peace in a person that's chaotic, a person that is not peaceful, but you are trying to seek peace in this individual. Like, how can you seek after something that's not
that's
there?
different. Yeah, that's
So that was more of the, the content of that particular video. And I agree that that person on both ends, a man or a woman, should have a level of respect for themselves to not allow certain things to even interfere with their personal, just individual peace. And then when you welcome into a relationship, it's a different type of peace, because then you're a helpmate. You are not just one anymore.
Yeah, but
But you're
I'm
gonna
supposed to be
offer
here
that
to
to
bring
the
peace.
that because you
I
bring it
don't want you
together.
to, yeah, because I wouldn't want you to have to deal with any of the madness that you dealt with. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to break up that monotony that you dealt with during the course of your day
Mm-hmm.
and bring you peace and make sure that you still have peaceful days even outside of here.
Respect.
Like if you stressing about something that I know that I can take off of your shoulders
Mm-hmm.
and make it better, then that's what I would do to bring that peace to you.
By the way, two things that come to mind. What does the word peace mean?
Go ahead and break it down.
No,
bro.
I'm just
Peace.
asking.
I,
Whatever
I would
music
like.
you
I
advise
would
me.
like to. Okay. Well, what I haven't Googled it or looked it up on.
No. I'm
But
just
my
saying. No,
my
without looking at
perspective
yeah,
of it,
yeah.
peace. I feel like peace is a comfort. It's a comfort. It's a quiet. It's a quietness. It's a. Ooh, that's so hard. It's not hard, but it's to put in words. Peace
No, it's okay.
is a feeling of calmness,
Yes, ma'am.
a feeling of I'm gonna be okay. This situation is gonna be okay. It's like a it's a peace.
You said it. You nailed it. Like literally. See, the definition of noun, it means freedom from disturbance,
A calmness.
tranquility.
Mm.
Yes, the similar word is tranquility, calm, and calmness.
Mm.
The other part of the definition of peace as a noun is a state or period in which there is no war or a war has ended.
Mm.
So
Coming home.
look at this. It's now as an exclamation, peace means it used as a friendly greeting, like peace.
interpretation of it would be
One
stress.
second.
No,
Go.
ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, before I
Stress.
see that.
Oh,
here.
I said my interpretation would be been less stressful, stress free, free of mind, worry, no worries. That's about
Guess what? See, peace is not a cause, it's an
big.
effect.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And it's an
Definitely
effect
agree.
that so you have to find out what causes
That
that
peace.
state of being for you, that condition for you, what causes that state of condition for you. And for each person, it's going to be different. And it goes back to what we were saying earlier that Brother Nuri nailed it when he said, when I know your needs,
Yes.
when you know her needs, that become your goal. When he's working to achieve your needs, then you
So
have
he's
a state of calmness. Because the worry that you have, oh my God, I have all these needs and they're
That's
not
what I was
being
saying.
met. And she was saying, well, I don't think you should be coming to me saying, give me peace. Because to her or to a woman, that sounds like you're giving me another damn job to do.
which it do become.
It does,
So-
but watch this.
But you don't want a mama.
But watch this. The catch is instead of saying, I'm coming for peace, what is it that you need in your
so
life?
you can create that.
That
That's gonna
what
automatically
gives
come.
you calmness? Because the
What?
word peace means tranquility, calmness. So watch this. It means actually, pardon me. The definition is freedom from disturbance, tranquility. Brother Chris,
Freedom
what
of worry.
produces for you freedom from disturbance and tranquility?
Stress.
Yeah, stress and
Well,
worry.
funny you should say that, sweetheart. What did you say? For example.
I said stress and worry.
Okay. Well, what? No, but that's an effect. What causes that?
What causes the
The
stress?
stress and worry.
Right. What causes it? Stress is an effect. That's not a cause.
Yes, yes, yes.
Stress causes high blood pressure.
That's
but
true.
what causes?
That's
but
true.
what causes
The
the
stress.
stress?
The
'Cause
daily,
stress-
the daily hustle and bustle.
But that's not specific. What is hustle and bustle? Because some persons hustle, but what is hustle and bustle for you? For
Oh,
example,
for me, I don't know.
what's one hustle and bustle for you?
Running around, back and forth.
As a jogger, or what do you mean?
No, I will.
Be specific. Give it a specific example.
I don't know nothing that's
See,
specific.
and watch this. Until he nails that, you
won't
could
find-
never
be
bring
that
him peace
peace.
Yeah.
because he
Right,
hasn't nailed
right.
it to say to you, you know what, baby? When I have 25 things to do, and I have and I can't get done in a day, it gives me
Yeah,
gives me
that
stress
would probably
because
be
I'm a
it.
person that
Something
has
like
to
that,
have
yeah.
goals completed.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That causes
that's
me
more
stress
so
when my
like-
goals don't get
Yeah,
completed.
completed,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, baby. What are some of the goals you have tomorrow?
So make
Yeah.
sure that
Keep
you're
it-
able
keep
to
it-
meet them
keep
goals
it-
to
keep it-
lessen that stress.
Yeah.
Keep
yes,
it easy.
yes.
What are some of the
Nailing
goals you have
exactly
tomorrow
what
to
it
accomplish?
is, yeah.
Well, I got these things to do. Well, guess what, honey? I'm gonna make it easy for you. I'm gonna do 5 of them for you. Now, that's gonna give him calmness and tranquility.
That's kind of what I was saying about her earlier, about whatever it is she has on the other side of this door that bothers her. That's what I would try to take away
Bang.
from her.
So your next question his question to you is, okay, all right. You know my things that cause me, no, that would cause me to have
stress and anxiety.
yeah,
or
stress,
whatever.
anxiety, and then the getting those help with that help me. See, I'm
Yeah.
helping you meet the things in your assignment. I'm helping you to do your assignment.
Yeah,
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to help me. It's Minister Farrakhan.
that's right.
He had someone help him meet the goal of the resurrection of black
That's
people.
love. Yes, yes.
So, what is it that you need me to do? And he had a program. I need help with this
Yeah.
program.
This
now,
right here.
Chris is
This-
like,
this-
okay,
Malcolm X and all of
here's
them do the same.
here's my list of things that cause me to not have peace.
Yeah,
When this isn't done and this isn't done, or I have a lot of running around to do, and I have no help, that caused me to have no peace, no tranquility, no calmness.
Yes.
If I just had help, and then Dana said, you know what? I got you. Tomorrow, I got some extra time. I'm gonna nail down 5, 6 of those things for you, bro. I got you. That's gonna give him a measure of calmness and tranquility at the end of the day. His blood pressure go down. Then he says to you, Dana, give me. Oh no, let me ask you. What's one thing that causes you not to have calmness and tranquility? One thing.
Chaos.
Be specific. See, we use these big
Oh,
words, but
right,
we're
I
not being
know,
specific.
right?
Be specific.
I would say
What if this is math? What's 1 plus 1 equals chaos for you?
chaos for me, I would say is no a lack of order in whatever situation. I'm a Taurus, so I like order. I like to have a direction.
You're not being specific.
Damn.
You're speaking theoretically. No, specifically, when I get up, when the damn dishes aren't done, that drives me nuts. That's because the kitchen's not in order. Be specific. What sets you off to not have calmness?
Or if the house was messed up, or anything.
Within just anything in life.
Yeah.
Just
Pick
anything.
anything.
Anything. It could be the roll of toilet tissue on backwards. Anything.
Are you at peace right
that,
now?
That would kind of have you off the hinges.
I would say the lack of I'm a communicator, so I don't I do I really it really grinds me when I feel like communication is not being done, or I feel like a person is just not being honest.
So what doesn't give you calmness is dishonesty.
Mhm.
When people are dishonest.
I can't
Now,
I fear
now,
I
watch this.
fear that's when fear starts to set in.
Because I can't trust you.
Yes.
Got you. So by hearing that, now you know the conditions that produce her love, and you know that not meeting that condition was not gonna produce that love. You feel me? Now she just told you the borderline. So love is not unconditional. She has a condition.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
First of all, that shatters that nonsense. But secondly, now you know every time that you're truthful and honest with her, when you could choose to lie, but you still told the truth. Even in the Quran, we're even told tell the truth, even if it's against yourself.
Yes.
So guess what? God already setting you up to earn her trust. And look at that, brother Chris. Now you know the guideline. Okay, for her, I gotta be honest. It doesn't matter. Tell the truth. And for him, it's like, man, I got all this running around to do. I need help. Help me. There. Now you just. By the way, that love meter just shot up. You feel me? She feels secure, and you feel secure.
And that's what her audience have to basically look at themselves and see what triggers them as far as their peace.
Yeah, and you
They
gotta
should
be
write it
specific.
down.
You
That
gotta
was a
be
great
You need to
specific.
write that
exercise.
down.
100%.
Down.
Yeah.
Because we
Hope
do
y'all
it.
got y'all
We're not
notebooks.
used to being honest with ourselves.
That part.
We're not honest. We're not honest enough with ourselves. And we're damn sure not honest enough with the people that we are closest with. We're really not. For various reasons. But most of the time, we're not listened to enough. So we just shut up and keep it to ourselves and get pissed off
yes.
internally, which causes all kinds
That
of
happens
stress.
a lot.
And we wig
I'd be
out
like, you know
and
what?
beat the shit out of people and lose our temper and break stuff. And all
Yeah,
that is
and I
built
seen
up
that.
frustration because we
So
don't
these are
be
ways
specific
That goes
on
back
what
to the
bothers us.
expression, being able to
Yeah.
express
100%.
your feelings. Because this is
Yeah,
another
yeah,
thing
yeah.
too.
Ooh, them
You know when
emotions.
they took out music out of school, they took out art out of school, and those things were forms of expression for certain people. People who really didn't have that ability to communicate. So even in relationships. So I feel like, sometimes when certain arguments get heated, man or woman, you know, girl or boy, instead of them being able to communicate what they want to say, they blow up out of frustration. And then you get this, or these
Learned
other
behavior.
these other aspects of what we see. And that's because they couldn't express themselves
That's
or
a big one
communicate
right
it
there.
clearly
The lack of being able to express.
to communicate it because of their lack of expression.
You know, brother, interestingly, there's the Nation of Islam got on this course of dialogue. It's called deliberative dialogue. That's a tool. It's called deliberative dialogue. There's a whole series on deliberative dialogue. It's learning how to communicate. I also befriended a couple that did marital counseling, and they had this process that they would use when a couple was having a disagreement. They said one of the tools to use is when the person first of all, they would say, when you did X, it made me feel like this, and B and C.
Yeah.
What
So
was the
instead
name
of
it?
saying,
I can play
it's
it
called
back on.
deliberative dialogue.
Okay.
It's a whole series. Well, it's recorded, so you'll be. And so, that tool they gave is, again, when you're, it doesn't matter, your mate, anybody. When you did X, Y, and Z, it made me feel like this. So when you parked the car in my parking space, it made me feel pissed off that I had to park down the street. That upset me because that was my spot. That made me feel bad. Oh, okay. So then before I respond to you, I have to repeat back what you said to me just now. Okay. What you
Okay, yeah, I
told
like
me is
that.
when
That'd be a
I
cool
parked in your
exercise.
space, it made you feel bad and upset because you had to park way down the street. Is that right? Yes, Michael. Okay. I apologize. Whether I agree or not, it's immaterial. It made you feel bad. And I apologize. I own that. I apologize. Then what that does is it forces us to stop, because sometimes when we're communicating, all we're thinking about is the next thing we want to say as a rebuttal. We're not really listening.
Yes.
So when I repeat back what you just said to me, not only does it show you that I was listening to you, but it also gives me a chance to really and truly listen myself and process
Before
what you said.
responding.
Yeah. Because a lot of times what we do is we get in these things where we don't communicate because we don't know how.
That's right.
And so, Brother Chris, what we end up doing is bringing in stuff that happened from last week into the argument. You'd be like, God damn, I thought we were talking about my car in your spot. But now we're talking about the dishes weren't done.
That sounds
and as
so
a matter
familiar.
of fact, you ate my food and you didn't give me my change back when we came from the store. Man, like, God damn, where's all this coming from? I was just talking about you parked in my spot. So no, but the problem is, but that's only because we don't settle stuff. We leave it unsettled.
That part.
And we don't,
if it's
and
not-
to your
and
point,
if it's not settled,
and-
it's gonna
and to-
always be an ongoing.
and to your
issue.
yes, because we're not being honest.
That part.
At the
We just
moment
skip
it
over
happens,
things.
we leave it, and you know whose fault that is? That's your fault now. Because you didn't say nothing. You should have spoke up. I should have spoke up. That's not being
Right,
honest.
right.
And by I was afraid. What the hell are you
That's why a
afraid
lot
of?
of
They're
people
not
keep-
God. They can, and if they kill you, they can only kill you one time, and you ain't gonna know about it. You'll be dead. And at the other side of that coin, and at the other side of that
That's
coin is
crazy.
they can only kill you if God wants you dead.
That's
If God
right.
don't want you dead, they put a gun to your head, pull the trigger. It ain't going off.
That's right.
Or damn it, they'll misfire and whatever.
right.
It ain't gonna happen. You cannot die unless God say you can die. Period. Period. You can walk through
that's
fire.
right.
You will not die unless God say you're gonna die. And by the way, there's people that don't even make it out the womb. So damn it, you could have died there. So you're still here. Keep moving. But anyway, we give them more power than they deserve because they're not God. Nobody is God but God. We're little gods, but we ain't the God. We're not the author of life and death. So they ain't got no power over you. So be honest. Because the more you hide it, God's going to create circumstances to bring it out anyway. And it'll be disastrous because it'll be too much pent up energy. And it's not properly disseminated. Anyway,
And
learning how
nothing
to
gets
communicate.
and nothing gets solved that way.
This couple had a toolkit that couples could use where the couples are having a discussion, and then when it gets a little out of control, they hold up a stop sign, like stop, and everybody has to agree to stop talking. Isn't it interesting?
That's
One of the definitions in the word
of learning.
peace, this is gonna blow you away. The archaic meaning of peace is used as an order to remain silent. So bickering back and forth and saying I'm right, you're my way, the only way, that ain't gonna bring peace.
No.
Because peace is to remain silent. The police say you have the right to remain silent.
silent.
That's a right. Peace is a right. You have a right to have peace. So
Wow.
so if you really love that person, you really want to bring her peace and him peace, you should be quiet.
Wow.
And isn't it interesting? The quote they gave, man, the quote they gave to illustrate that as it is used as an order to remain silent is peace, be still.
Yeah.
And Jesus, when he was on the boat, when the
right.
boat was roughed up
Give
on
me
the
some.
waters, he walked out on the deck
And
and said, first of all, y'all ain't got no faith because you could have did this. And he walked out on the waters and said, peace, be still. Isn't it interesting? When you're in an argument, it's like the waters are shifting up and down, boiling water.
That's right.
And all you got to do to each other is say, peace, be still. Peace, peace, be still. And then one of the tools they talked about is if you find you all cannot communicate the solution to the situation, then agree to put a timeout, a pause, and make an appointment to revisit that discussion again. Not just we'll talk about it later.
I
No.
actually applied that to my
Tonight at
marriage.
7:00,
We used to do that.
we're gonna come back and discuss it. Is that a deal? Yes. And you go on about your way and you come and you make that appointment.
This works with your children as
Yeah.
well.
And by the way,
That's
is
what I
this
said, this
easy?
this is any
No.
relationship.
This is not easy to do because when we get upset, our blood up, we're ready to fight or flight. We go total animal. No,
Like
really,
that one.
we want to put
That's
the work
real.
in,
That's
That's
right.
true.
or we want to run away because we know we're about to get our ass beat. It's one or the
Yes.
other. So to avoid all that mess, you're reverting into the most primal level. You know it's going to get uglier because now we're fighting or flight, and it's going to be ugly. So you know it's getting ugly. Pause it, and it's hard to do. But damn it, that's where it decides: do I love you, or do I love or am I more interested in
That's
myself
right.
at this point?
That's right.
Because I'm willing to destroy this, then that ain't love, man. That's selfishness. That's like a child. I don't want to play. And then smack
Back
the game
everything.
on the floor
Yeah.
so nobody can play and break it. Well, damn. Now nobody can play? So that's the attitude of selfishness. And by the way, a black man 66 trillion years ago got pissed off because he couldn't, frustrated, because he couldn't make the whole world speak the same dialect.
That's right.
All the people speak the same dialect. So he dropped some dynamite into the earth and then tried to blow the earth apart, and that's how you got the moon.
That's right.
That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, how the moon got out there, that God
That was
told
the
him.
Big Bang
And by
Theory.
the way, when the astronauts in the 60s went to the moon, they brought back samples of the moon, and they said it smelled like gunpowder. Gunpowder is on Earth. This part of the Earth. That part used to be part of the Earth, and that's why that Earth up there pulls on this one. And it's like, and it affects the woman's cycle, and the Honorable
the
Elijah taught about that.
gravitational pull,
Yes,
yeah.
it pulls, and the Earth is so connected to the
That's
to the
right.
to the moon that we call moon, and this is really interesting. That
The water.
this whole thing was moon, and
That's right.
and incidentally, and God work in balance, right? Why does that planet have no
No
water
water.
on it? Because 75% of it is here. It would have been equally proportioned.
Proportioned,
But
that's right.
when that piece of the earth broke off, it spun out, and all the water
Water
stayed
stayed
here
here.
because of gravity. It couldn't reach out past so many miles above the earth. Water can't travel that far up, and it fell back. That's why you got rain, because the
yeah.
clouds only go up so high, and it comes back down in water. Water can only travel so far. It can't leave the atmosphere. So that's why all the water remained here, and it's up there, and the moon has no water, but it has craters where water
Where it
once
used to
was.
be,
Well,
yeah.
I'll be damned.
I know, right?
So no, I won't be damned. But the point is that I'm just saying that we do that in our relationship. Well, if I can't have you, F everybody. I'm killing everybody in this
That's
house.
right.
And aren't we every time we turn on the
Talked
news
about
now?
that too.
That's-
Families
Everybody,
are
we
getting
were just
slaughtered.
talking about
That's what
that.
we-
It's
yeah.
been so much of
That woman,
And that's
that
part of
grandmother,
what we said.
Them
that
emotions.
grandmother took
Fight
that
or
2-year-old
flight.
baby and stabbed her in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Who does that? Except Brother Chris nailed it. We've lost the art of communication. It's an art. If it's art, it's skill set. You're a man you're a master dealer in art and all things with art. And so you know there's certain ways that art isn't just happenstance. There is
No.
method to it. And if you don't know the method, what's going to happen is you're going to have a mess. And we've never been taught method on purpose because our enemies want us to kill each other so they can stand in our place and live a heavenly life, meaning like live the pleasures of life. They want it all to themselves. They damn sure don't want black people to enjoy it, so they don't give us methodology in school and how to handle communication, except that it's to regurgitate white people's literature. That's called English and communication.
And that's why they take it out. That's why they took it out to school. Music.
Yeah, you just said that. You
Yeah,
nailed it.
that's
Method,
exactly why I
methodology,
came.
That's right.
methods.
That's what we got to
And
understand, too.
so-
A lot
so-
of this is systematic.
And it comes back to love, because everything
The vision
everything that
between
we
the
spoke
black
on,
family.
love is still
Yeah,
the key.
Whoop, love is that key, the glue.
And, you know,
answer.
I am biased when I say this, and this is being recorded. I'm biased by saying this, but I stand by this, that the Nation of Islam is the only institution on the planet that gives black people the tools and techniques for proper dialogue and communication. Because you don't
Yes,
turn on
sir.
the news every day and hear about the Nation of Islam slaughtering each other.
I agree.
Now, does that mean we
I
don't have
definitely agree.
infighting and differences? No.
No.
But what it does mean, we ain't laying each other out in coffins every time you turn on the news. There's
Or
something
bashing
in
one
that
another.
technique and that knowledge and that wisdom and that there's power in that it can take a Negro and keep two Negroes from killing each other.
Yes, sir.
Real talk.
Real talk.
I've been in the Nation of Islam almost 30 years. I've never heard of us. It doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But I've never heard of us committing
Me?
homicide with
No,
each
sir.
other. We
No,
damn
sir.
sure get into nonsense, but we do not know homicides. Not comparatively to the United States of America. You know, that can't even make a day before they're not killing somebody. You see? Greetings. So for that reason, to your point, early on when you opened this whole dialogue, Dana, you said, what are some of the methods and techniques? Well, today you got some. But I'm telling you,
Yes.
if any man or woman, boy or girl, wants to learn
The methodology.
themselves and more about God and how to communicate, I can't suggest any. I've been
that
to
love and
university.
duty?
I've been to all this nonsense. It's nonsense. The only sense I got was from the nation, and anything that I'm not sensed
And
about, I just haven't learned yet.
And I told
from
you
that.
that too before. I learned more in the nation than I did in school.
And by the way, that you don't
Wow.
even if you don't physically register and become a member of the Nation of Islam, because technically all black people are already members anyway.
That's right.
It just you just haven't accepted it yet. That's fine. The bottom line is a Chinese person can move to from China to America. He's still Chinese.
That's
He
right.
don't become. Come on, man.
That
You look at
part.
him and be like, Negro, you ain't no American.
Yeah.
You're Chinese. The only American is white people. That's it.
right.
Because the country was founded by them for them. That's in the Constitution.
That's
it's in
facts.
their home.
That's facts.
We were
Look
slaves, man. We were property. We damn sure weren't citizens. So and nobody took a citizenship thing. I stand by the United States of
Yeah.
America. You didn't do that, and I
No,
didn't do that.
no.
I damn sure ain't doing it. So you didn't do it. You live here. You didn't. My father was a U.S. citizen. He didn't do it. So that means technically we've never become a true citizen of the United States of America. Black people have not. They never took that oath, except that you've come from Jamaica and you come here and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm a citizen now." Okay, they can maybe make that argument, but you can't. You're still chattel. I mean, in a sense, you're still we still property. It's never been removed. It's still on the books.
Agents.
But anyway,
That's
that's
how
besides the
it's-
point. To your point, brother Chris, and to your point, Dana, when we look at why black people are in this condition, it is a condition that was set up. Our families were broken apart,
Woohoo.
and we weren't allowed to communicate on the
That part.
plantation.
Ooh,
Because if we
the
communicated, we
separation
were
there was a
revolted
whole
like
nother
Haiti.
story.
Haiti exists as a country because they revolted from white people and kicked their butt out. And to this day, white countries all over the earth keep their foot on the neck of Haiti and punish them for that deed of rising up against their masters and kicking their butts out. And so we don't
this
want
day,
that
they
mess
still
in
like that.
America. So we're gonna break up these Negroes. We're not gonna teach them how to communicate. We're gonna give them guns. We're gonna give them drugs, and we're gonna give them alcohol.
Alcohol.
And we're going to deny them a man to make a decent living as a man. He's always going to be a white man's boy. And the black women, he's going to put the black woman in positions of power so that sets up that dichotomy. I make more money than you do, Negro. I ain't got to listen to you. And I don't need a man. I got a vibrator and another woman. I'm good. Oh, okay. Well, where's that? How you going to procreate?
That hurt.
Because if you ain't got no man, how in the world you going to have a child? Because there's only so many laboratories and so many people can afford to go in a laboratory and make a child in a petri dish.
Not
Brother,
gonna
So-
happen.
it's
so-
funny that you speak on that too, because
Yes,
like I
brother.
said, my brother,
The breakdown of our
my
family.
father was 92 when he passed.
Good God.
So he told me stories of picking cotton. He told me the stories where he was actually in the field,
Wow. Wow.
and that wasn't that long ago.
No, he's just 92.
That's right.
And there's people older than 92 still here. When I went to Mississippi, they have cotton down there. Cotton looks like fields of corn down there. No, pardon me. It literally looks like fields of white roses.
Right, bro. Yeah.
I picked it. I picked cotton. I still have it from Mississippi. I still have it with me. I
He
picked
used
it.
to
Have
tell
a
me
friend
how
that
his
just got
he
some
told me
just
how
on his
his
way.
hands used to
Brother.
bleed if you pick it
trying to
wrong.
take it
trying
out,
to get
yeah.
That cotton ain't no joke. I looked at it, held it in my hand. I said, this is what it was all for. This is what it was for.
And they didn't want you to bleed on it.
It's the same cotton that you go in the medicine store and get medicine and they have
Yeah, the
cotton in
cotton.
it. That's the same. That's exactly what it looks like, except it's stuck on a plant. It looks just like that. It looks like a cotton ball. Well, anyway, so we were never allowed to have a family. And by the way, if we did have one, we were bought and sold so much, our
Yeah.
families were busted out.
Always
So to be honest, the
broken up.
condition that black people you see us in having bad relationships or poor relationships is an effect. The cause in part was Satan or the slave master and his children bust up our family life. And so black people all over the earth look at black people in America and be shaking their head like, damn, don't they have any civilization, any
Facts.
culture?
Facts.
Don't have any respect for themselves?
Yes.
Don't they marry anymore? Meanwhile, other cultures from other lands in Africa and Jamaica and the Caribbean, they get married. They have weddings.
They take care of their kids.
Yeah,
They
for the
have the
most part,
families.
they have their issues too. Don't get me wrong. White man been busy over there.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just saying, comparatively, we've been bust up on purpose, and even to this day, we try to come together, and our organizations are always bust up.
Right.
So even to
That's
try
what
to
I
come
was just
together as a
saying.
people,
That's what I was just
we
saying about
never mind
Black
husband
Lives
and
Matter
wife.
and all those other.
That part.
We don't even talk husband and wife so much anymore. I have to give the nation credit. They at least encourage us to get married. Don't be bed hopping. Like the minister told one brother, you can't have all the women. You can't, no, he didn't say that. He said you can't have them all.
Oh yeah.
So the point is that, but that was bred into us. I watched the Planet of the Apes, brother, last week, and they had, and in that one episode, the first episode, no, was it the first one? Which one was it? Where he said, go in and, I think it was Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and not the new one, but the one in the 60s. Anyway,
Okay.
they had the main character, Cornelius, go in and mate with one of the other chimpanzees. And he's like, okay, go in and mate. They literally made the ape movie about black people.
Yeah.
It's so
'Cause it's the
close to
same
us.
Oh, yeah, the
It's
Planet
so
of the
close to
Apes,
our
yes.
experience. It's almost like you've got to be. Why don't they just say black people? Because that's exactly what our struggle is. So my point is that they had sex farms in the United States of America
That's
where they would
right.
breed us like cattle.
That's right.
And the whole the master, the white master, would sit there and watch us doing it. Where do you think pornography come from? And while I'm on that note, since this is being recorded, in a book called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, there is a Jewish man in that book who said they invented pornography to corrupt Christian morals.
Ooh.
The Jewish people, Jewish people,
You see
not
what I'm
all of
talking
them,
about?
but
that's why
some-
when Kanye said what he said, I was like,
some
'cause
Jews,
that's what they do.
Some Jews invented the pornography business to corrupt Christian morality. Well, isn't that something? Is that helping to keep families together and keep couples together when now
Definitely
people are
not.
addicted to pornography and have a terrible perception of women and men
Oh my
and the
gosh.
idea of sex and its divine purpose? Now they're doing it with animals and children and
Yeah.
anything moving. My father, my
anything moving.
stepfather, my
Straight.
stepfather was a police officer in Toronto for over 40 years. He said he got a call one time to extract a man who was having sex with a sheep. They had to extract his penis from the sheep. They had to take him to the hospital. Bro, with an animal. And that's not new. And there's a saying, well, let me not go too far. No, man, it's public knowledge. There's a saying in the nation, if we knew, in words, if we got so close to the Caucasian, we knew all the business, we'd run from them, it would be so filthy. But they let us in it now because the objective is to get us corrupt. Because if we're corrupt, we'll lose our salvation. So they depend on us. Look at this. They just legalized marijuana. Now we overkill on it now. Now watch it. What does that do to a relationship? If I'm not even in my right mind, how can I communicate with you if I'm high?
All the time.
If I'm drunk? If I don't have no money and no work? First of all, I don't think so good of myself. A man with no money got a low self-esteem. I don't give a...
Yeah.
Never mind a religious person. That ain't even... Because God didn't make us to be poor, religious or otherwise. That's a choice and circumstances. But that ain't something that we just wake up and I just want to be poor. So
Right.
a black man with no money and no home, he got low self-esteem. That weigh on your mind. Chris said it earlier. That weigh on your head. To be struggling like that. That ain't how you feel about yourself. You got nothing. Got to beg another man for work, food, clothing, and show. You got to beg another man on this corner of Woodward and 8 Mile. You got to beg somebody to give you money out their car. Come on, man. Or you're so drunk, you're stealing from the dollar store, and they catch you and humiliate you in front of every damn body. And you're just a man trying to live. If you got to steal from the dollar store, you hungry. Damn. And if you drunk, you're so high because the reality of your condition hurts like hell. And God won't let you die, so you got to deal with it. So to that point, what Brother Chris is saying, man, that weigh heavy on a man. So when he come home, he don't want to come home to a woman cussing him out and calling him nigga this and nigga that, because he already think he's a nigga himself. He don't need you to tell him. He's been told. The first person that ever called me nigga was a family member, goddamn, and it hurt so deep. It wasn't a white person; it was in my own family.
Wow.
It was demeaning. It was demeaning. So, and then white people at school, white boys at school would call me that. So I'm just saying, the black man was in under Satan has been mishandled and mistreated on purpose, because if he ever comes into connection with his true power, which is God, the one we pray to, is the black man. He is God. There never was another God, because there's never been any other people on the planet but us.
That's
ever.
Right.
Any other person you see is a temporary experiment, and they'll be gone, because all experiments don't last. They're temporary. It was a test. Tests don't last forever. That's why we're not a race. Race is a beginning, middle, and an ending. We don't have one. As far back as there's ever been, has only been black people. And one day, that's all that's going to be on the earth is black people.
And that's why they've been so scared for the longest, and that's why they were afraid of being wiped out from us sleeping with their wives and all.
Yeah,
those
like
things.
we want white women. Isn't it interesting? The end of Django, we want the white woman. No, nobody wants your woman. But the Unlight Woman said that would be the last trick, was to give the white woman to us. And now the white woman in the gym more than the black woman is.
Right.
The white woman getting fit,
That's right.
looking fine,
jumping on all the athletes.
Yes, 100%, because they're going after the money, making sure you stay a slave. But what does that do to the family? And then you got the white woman throwing herself at him, and he don't feel no good about himself, so she's catering to his ego. Oh, I'll do anything you say, because I'm a white woman. I don't know no better, and I'm all about do whatever you want anyway.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Every hole I got, you can take it.
Do whatever.
Damn. No conditions.
No.
Unconditional.
Yeah,
there you go. Unconditional.
Now that's unconditional.
Unconditional.
And
That's what they related to
Yeah,
too.
and
I've
then-
heard so many black men say that's what they be looking for, unconditional love. And the only person that gives it is a white woman, because she has no boundaries.
Because we never look
No
at the word what
conditions.
unconditional
That's what I
means.
said.
And if we really knew what it meant, we wouldn't want that. You don't want unconditional love. Because at the end of the day, the people we've loved the most in life gave us discipline.
My grandmother, my mother, my father, they all had conditions too. You don't do this, you getting this.
You might get pissed off at them, but
That's right.
when you got
It's still
older,
good.
you dang
That's
sure
right.
implement those very things they
That's right.
tore your butt up about.
And I
They didn't
get
need to use the
why.
ironing cord all the time,
No,
but still.
I get it. Why? And I'm still alive.
See, yeah, I know you're going to
I bet you didn't.
I bet you didn't understand that series. Did y'all catch that one?
The white man telling himself even his technology. Wow, classic. That was so well timed.
Series just
That
chimed in.
classic. I don't understand that. Oh my god, you can't script that. I'm so
love it
glad.
here.
Is that
I love it
recorded?
here.
Because
Yes.
that's a funny one. We talking about them and then I can't understand. I don't
They
understand that.
chimed in. I cannot understand that.
So anyway, I guess it's getting extra late, but to wrap this up, I would
Ooh,
just
it's
say,
12:35.
yeah, I would just say,
We've been chatting, y'all.
I would just say,
92 minutes.
Dana, just, it's a wonderful discussion, but the Holy Day of Atonement, the Million Man March speech is a wonderful
another
example of where 2 million people came together. There was no fighting, no arguing, and we were there all day, all night, cleaned up, and left the place in peace the whole time. When the sun came up in the morning, we were singing Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On." Just so you imagine,
Yes.
hundreds of thousands
But-
of black men singing
And
together.
guess what that came out of? Guess what that whole purpose came out of?
Oh yeah,
Love.
atonement. Yeah, atonement.
Yeah, it's
Because
love.
yeah, man, when we know we've done wrong and we really make a concerted effort to go and repair the wrong, it produces respect, and love, and forgiveness, and mercy.
And we're going to leave on that note, guys. That's exactly what this whole conversation was about. Y'all know your girl, the network junkie, is always going to keep y'all updated to the latest what's happening. And that's exactly what is happening. We're not just going to talk about a situation. We are going to offer some type of solution, some type of guidance, some educational and informational points to make sure that we are meeting the needs that we need to make ourselves greater today than what we was yesterday. And don't forget, we need each other in real life. And I'm going to always be right here with y'all. So until next time, make sure y'all are following. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when I'm live again, because you don't want to miss these conversations. Till next time, peace and love. And thank you, fellas. You rock too. That was Brother Mike and Brother Chris in the background.